Criminal defense attorney Mark Eiglarsh joins me now. Mark, I want to ask about different scenarios that may come up in this trial. First of all, what happens if Trump is found guilty on one or more charge?
Then the judge will decide, and only the judge decides, what the appropriate sentence would be. I'm still thinking I'll see a unicorn before I see anyone who runs a prison say that they can protect the former leader of the free world in custody and somehow have a place for his Secret Service guys. I just don't see that. I think more appropriate will be some type of probation, assuming he's convicted.
Okay. What happens if it is a hung jury?
Then the prosecutors will decide whether they want to go through this all over again. They have the right to retry him.
And it just takes one juror to knock it for a hung jury.
That is correct. They all must agree to the same verdict, unanimous. It must be.
On all the charges. It's got to be unanimous on all the charges. Okay, got it.
That's correct. Any charges they hang on, as we call it, they hang and they don't agree unanimously, prosecutors could, if they wanted to, bring the charges again.
What happens if it's an acquittal?
I don't know. You celebrate, maybe. Some people celebrate. Some people say it's a miscarriage of justice. If it's an acquittal, he can never be brought again for those particular charges.
But he walks out of the courtroom at that moment, just walks out, free man.
Sure, the same way he is right now. He's presumed to be innocent, like every defendant before him and after him. And unless and until there's overwhelming evidence, proof beyond a reasonable doubt, he's an innocent man.
Now, Trump has to remain in the courthouse while the jury deliberates. This could take some time, and throughout that time, he's off the campaign trail. It doesn't seem right to me.
It's true. I mean, I've had judges allow me to leave the courthouse, but to make sure that I'm available within a half hour, an hour. They just don't want to wait, for a day or so if they have a note, let's say. So I understand why the judge is doing it. But it's distracting to a guy who's trying to win an important position.
What's all this about notes from the jury to the judge? He then has to reread his directions to the jury, goes on and on and on. Why can't the jury be given a printed sheet of the judge's instructions?
Yeah, that would be helpful, wouldn't it? I mean, who can pay attention for an hour on anything read to them? And I just reread the jury instructions. It is convoluted, it is extremely difficult. I don't disagree with you. In many jurisdictions, I've had judges let the jurors have a packet of the law. Why not? What's the harm? It's the judge's discretion. I'm sure he has his reasons.
Got it. Mark Eiglarsh, thanks very much for joining us. We admire your expertise, and you've set us straight on a few things. We appreciate that. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Stuart.
You got it.